Okay, g'day again. Right, making a bit of progress, and we got gas. No more flux core. Geez, I hated that wire, I tell you. Still having a little bit of an issue actually. I got to clean. Probably if I just change the tip over or clean the tip, it's not arcing that well, like it sort of stutters when you first start the weld. And I think it's just the tip's dirty. That flux core wire is really dirty. I noticed when I was feeding the wire in, there's all this black crap coming out of the line, and I blew through it with the air and everything. But yeah, it's probably right up inside the tip. I can clean it, but I think I've got some new tips. So yeah, anyway, I'll put a new tip back on it. But yeah, I'm hoping that should last me a year. It's twice the size of the E size bottle that I used to get, and I used to average 2 of them a year. So yeah, hopefully I'll get a whole year out of this one, and this is the cheapest option at the moment. But yeah, pretty heavy. You know, I used to pick the other bottle up, sit it on there, and yeah, struggling to pick this one up. Anyway, that's beside the point at the moment. Okay, this is where we're up to. I've been filling it in. You know, this used to come down to, push that in, or just a good inch or more, probably 1.5 inches up at this point here. So I've had to cut that down. That's got a lip in it, so it meets with that. It's a bit long at the moment. I'm going to cut it off. I'm only going to leave probably 10 mil or something, just enough to engage it, because at the moment it's going to stop the air from deflecting back around this area of the head. So yeah, had to fill a few holes in. We got a few tabs, that'll be cut off. I filled that in as much as I could. While it's together. After I take it apart, I'll put a little piece in and fill that hole in as well, and of course grind it all up. But I couldn't fill that hole in at the moment because it'll weld itself onto the other piece. But in here, because I pushed it in so far at this point, like I had to cut it. I couldn't bend it in. I had to cut it, and then that opened up. That was like, good 1.5 inches wide. By the time I got that into place, so I've had to make up a plate to fill in there. And as I mentioned before, I've run tube around it, and what I've got in here is a plug spanner. Let's see if I can pull that out for you actually. I don't want pointed pliers. So I've got that sitting on the spark plug, and I've got it sleeved. So stuck it in there. Try the other end. I was hoping to show you. That's not going to come out easy. Oh, there we go. Right, so it's a regular plug spanner. And that was like a nice loose fit around the spark plug. And what I've done, you can see it, I've got bits of aluminium can, Coke can and Jackie's can wrapped around it to make it a tight fit. And that's to keep it centered with the spark plug. So, yeah. So I'll be cutting that off flush now, and I'll leave a good inch from probably this side, like the closest in. I'll leave a good inch of pipe there, and I'll make up a rubber grommet of some kind to go around the plug lead, so it seals in there, doesn't blow up, air out, and I want to show you inside here actually. Then show you something else in a minute first. So I'm going to need 2 hands to get out of, so I'm going to have to sit you on the tripod. But yeah, when I made this plate up, I found something useful. This is a back panel off a washing machine. Yeah. Next time you go to chuck your washing machine out, there's lots of useful things on there. You've got plate that's threaded, you've got holes like the 2 holes, that's the piece I cut out. And the hole in that, this is the holes that the hoses used to go through that go to your taps. And that was pretty much the right size to fit around that bit of pipe. That bit of pipe's the offcut from the manifold tube. But yeah, so you got square edges, you've got lots of interesting shapes, you've got bowl type shapes. And even the tub itself, or the inner tub, is stainless steel, got holes in it. And yeah, I cut that in half and I made a barbecue out of that. I made a barbecue trays so that when you're sitting around a campfire, you can shovel some coals out and put them in it, put a plate up, and you can cook while your fire's blaring away. Like in the middle of the night, you try and get warmth out of your fire, you can't cook on your fire, it's too big, too hot. But yeah, as I said, I made up this stand with a half circle thing out of the washing machine tub, and they could sit a plate over it, and yeah, it's so you could cook while your fire's going full bore. But unfortunately I hid that out in the bush and someone stole it, so no longer got that. But anyway, getting off the point here. Okay, I haven't done anything more with these as yet. This is a manifold that you saw in the last video, and I've tacked them on, but I'm going to have to actually bust the tacks off at least one of these, because I got to separate them so I can weld the inner pieces. So yeah, I should have left one untacked until I'd welded around it. The other thing I'm going to do is practice. I'm going to put a couple of offcuts together and try it at different heats and whatever, and so I know how I can get it to sort of penetrate but not leave dags hanging down. I don't want any blow throughs. I don't want any dags hanging down restricting the flow. So yeah, when I did, like, I sort of practice so that when I do these I don't have any dags hanging down, because you can't get in there to clean it. So yeah. And when I do that too, I won't be grinding the weld back flush. I'll be leaving the bulk of the weld on there, because it won't be penetrating 100% through it. So yeah, the weld will need to stay on there for strength. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm going to grab the tripod, sit down there for a minute, because there's something else I want to show you. And this is always a little bit tricky, trying to get it in there without hitting any of the buttons and turning the video off. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. Hopefully it's not stuck. I haven't stuck it in there anywhere. No, they're good. Okay. This upside down. Let's sit on there. Right. Now what I'd done previously, which is on the front of the chamber thing, this is where you can sort of see this weld not finished off perfectly, but as I said, I care about function. This is not a showman machine. I don't really care that much what it looks like. But yet this is where the heater pieces used to come out, the brand new heater. And I was going to just cut them off, but then I found they had ducts, sort of a ducting catch thing, so it caught all the air. So I've pulled all that out of the inside when I welded it up. But what I didn't notice is that you can see it in here. It's actually blocked off. So I was thinking that by pulling that piece out, I would increase the airflow down onto the engine, but it's actually blocked off. And on this one, you can see, hopefully you can see, right down in there. That's the separator and the duct, and I've gone down like 2 inches and cut it out. And yeah, I had a bit of an issue actually trying to cut it off, and I ended up with big cuts running through here that I've had to weld back up again. You can probably see it more on this side. But yeah, on this other side, and try it a little bit. I've got some cutting blades from my Dremel, little tiny ones. Bought a couple of them, so yeah, I'll be able to cut it off now without making as much of a mess. But yeah, so there's a lot of the way this is ducted is, yeah, as I said, it's designed for your heater, which I'm not going to run the heater on this. I can put electric heaters in it or some other system anyway. I'm not running it off. And I want air that's circulating around the motor blowing into the cabin. Yeah? So that's the main reason why I'm not using the heater. And I said I want all of the air to cool the engine. So, and yeah, so that's sort of one part I've deleted. I've also been running it without the covers on the bottom, and people might possibly disagree with me here, but in my way of thinking, the ducting that goes around the bottom of your cylinders is to keep the engine warm. You know, like these are designed for German conditions, you know, below freezing, snowing, you know, in Northern Europe. And so as well as cooling the engine, it has to keep it warm, stop it from freezing when you're driving through freezing cold temperatures. So, yeah, in Australia that's not necessary. So, and that was the only function I could see for having all the cowling around the bottom of the engine. Yeah, in my way of thinking, it has to breathe a whole lot easier not having that on. It's got to run cooler. What I did do, and which I shouldn't have done, there was some little V panels in here, which they didn't press right up against the cylinders, they were up a little bit, and it just diverted the air so you didn't get the bulk of the air going down between the cylinders, so that it went out and around it. And I had taken them off, and I shouldn't have, so I'm going to put those bits back on. But yeah, so yeah, so I'm trying to get this to run as cool as I possibly can. I'll see how it goes too. I may even run a different oil cooler. Let's see how much air actually sucks or blows through that. And if I don't think it's adequate, because you see a lot of, you know, especially dirt buggies and everything, they run separate oil coolers. Yeah, the ones that are revving without, you know, doing a whole lot of speed on the highway, you know, need to have better cooling. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes, but I may run a different oil cooler as well. Also, these things, yeah, this is another thing that's designed for freezing cold temperature. You know, the heater for your manifold. And I don't know if it's actually necessary. I mean, most of them don't work anyway. They're blocked up. So, yeah, in Australian conditions, it's probably not necessary, but we'll see how it goes. You know, it's coming on towards winter now, so if it starts having issues in winter, well, then I'm going to make, you know, some new heat channels for the manifold, but I'm going to do a little bit different so it's not on there permanent, because once your engine's warm, you don't want heat going on your manifold. So, yeah, if I do put, you know, a heating system for the manifold, I'm going to have it so I can, you know, when the engine gets warmed up, I can pull it away, have a cable lever or something so I can, yeah, make it separate. And see, because you don't want the heat continuously on the manifold when the engine's warm. Anyway, that's about where we're up to. Just was going to be a quick update, but yeah, I've rambled on a little bit. But yeah, and yeah, this is the reason why I'm doing this now, and not after I've rebuilt the engine. Yeah, because there's a whole heap of shit down in there now. Yeah, there's shavings and dirt and who knows what else. And I mean, yeah, I could have ragged them up, blocked them up, but yeah, wish I would have had that done if I'd already rebuilt the engine. I'd have to be getting, you know, real careful of nothing getting down there. But yeah, by doing it now, I don't have to worry about it. So okay, well, I think we'll leave it at that. And yeah, as I said, if this manifold build, just yeah, stay tuned. There'll be more to come. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.